Is are we gonna do? Is Ben gonna join us today?
I think he said no.
Join us,
Okay.
because he stepped away. This is a sketch. Anyway, so it's not
Okay.
an official meeting. But I told Ben he probably didn't need to be here. We're going to save him for Davis.
Okay.
Because I can't sit in on Davis.
That's the second item that basically
Right.
the board's going to have to continue with.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That I think is. I'm safe.
Okay. I'll call the meeting to order. The agenda today is that we have a continuation request by Yvonne and Ivan and Margaret Hendee for a sketch plan review for a 2-lot subdivision. This property is located at 135 Packard Road in the low density residential zoning district. And then we have a second item, continuation request to the DRB by Gary and Tammy Davis for a final plat review for a 3-lot PUD. And that item has been requested to be continued into October. And then we have to approve the minutes from July 26th and August 9th. So this proceeding will be conducted in an orderly manner with the DRB's rules of procedure. We have written copies of the rules are available, but we'll walk you through the parts that you need to understand. Has there been any ex parte communication about the 2 items today?
No.
No. Okay. Thank you very much.
Davis.
Okay. And I'm going to read. Thank you.
Not ex parte, but I'm going to recuse myself from it. Sorry, confusing things.
So we'll talk about interested persons. Sorry about this. Interested persons are those under Vermont law who have a right to appeal an act or decision of the Jericho zoning administrator to DRB. Interested persons include the applicant, or if the applicant does not own the property, the person owning title to that property. A person owning or occupying property in the immediate neighborhood of a property that is the subject of any zoning decision or act who can demonstrate a physical or environmental impact on the person's interest under the criteria reviewed, and who alleges that decision or act, if confirmed, will violate the municipal plan or bylaw. And then any 10 persons, voters or landowners, who by signed a petition allege that the decision or act, if confirmed, will violate the municipal plan or bylaw. Petitioners must designate one person to serve as representative. Why is this important? It's important because many members of the public may be interested in the permit application. Only statutorily defined interested persons may appeal a decision of the zoning officer or DRB. If an interested person fails to make a timely appeal, they are bound by that decision. Only those interested persons who have participated in the DRB may appeal a decision re-entered into that proceeding in environmental court. Pursuant to state statute, participation consists of offering oral or written testimony, evidence, or a statement of concern related to the subject of the proceeding. If there were to be an appeal of the work we do tonight, the DRB doesn't determine who is an interested person. That is part of the appeal process, but we do need to establish who participated in the hearing. To help you with that, we ask 2 things. Please sign in on the sign-in sheets available at the front. Or if you're participating by video, provide your contact information in the meeting chat or by email to the zoning administrator. Second, when you speak in the hearing, please tell us your name loud and clear so that we can record it in the meeting minute. Thank you for your cooperation. I'm going to go ahead and swear. I know that this is, we'll go ahead and swear people in. So I'm going to, this is a quasi-judicial hearing. All those who intend to speak must be sworn in. I'll read the oath. Those here who please say I do. Those participating remotely are assumed to be sworn in. So I'll give the oath and please say I do. I hereby swear that the evidence I give in the cause under consideration shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth under the pains and penalties of perjury. I do. Okay, thank you. So who's going to be presenting the first item?
Yep, David Burke from Edinburgh. This application was made a while back, working with Ivan. Unfortunately, Ivan passed away. His daughter, Patricia, put it on hold. Daughter Patricia decided to move forward with the proposal. I believe she may be online. She said she was going to try to be online. Hope that she wouldn't need to say anything. This is at 135 Packard Road. It's on the north side of Packard Road, closer to the Browns Trace end of Packard Road. It is a 8.67 acre parcel, mostly wooded, has an existing driveway at the north corner of the parcel and goes back to a single family home that's set back about 400 feet from Packard Road. The house is also about 40 feet higher in elevation than Packard Road. The proposal is to split the parcel into 2 lots, retaining the existing home, and the straight part, or the part that comes off more or less at 90 degrees from Packard Road, the drive would be on the new lot. The new lot being 5.67 acres in size. A portion of the driveway where it turns to the east would be within a 30-foot easement. No changes proposed for the existing home in that portion of the property. As you mentioned, the zoning here is low density residential. Conventional requirements in the low density residential are three acres minimum, and proposed lot 2 is a single family lot, and that is proposed at 3 acres in size. It has all of the Packard Road frontage with the exception of the 30-foot strip that encompasses the first half of the existing driveway. And it would be served by a new drilled well, and soils are mound system out here. The plan shows, does not show the proposed well at this point. It does show the approximate location for the future mound system. The plans also do not show the existing well, existing septic, and we will also need to come up with a set aside future replacement septic for the existing home. The access again to lot 1 will remain the same. Access to lot 2, the plans call off change of use of existing curb cut. I met with the road foreman out there several months ago now, and this Ivan told me that this was part of the Hendee farm, where access to the farm, or this portion of the farmland, was at that existing curb cut. So there's an existing culvert there now. There's gravel there now, and meeting with the road foreman, he felt that that was a suitable location, basically honored that it's an existing curb cut, but that I would be applying for a change of use to that curb cut for the single family home. The land down on proposed lot 2 is generally about anywhere from a 5 to 10% slope, mostly in the 8 to 10% range. So the driveway will be able to more or less go the way I show there. I believe that the house location, whether it's closer or further away from Packard Road, will be pretty close to what we've depicted on the plan, based on where the mountain system would be. As Chris said, we're in voluntarily for sketch. This is 2 lots, so the next step would be a final. That would include the detailed information for the water, the sewer. We put some limits cutting on lot 2, and there's again no change to lot 1. Tough to tell on that plan that you're looking at. You might think that there's not many trees out there. The ones that you're seeing, the obvious ones, are the evergreens, but the site is generally wooded. Down below, it's not super thick where lot 2 is, but it is a wooded parcel, and we will show some limits cutting for lot 2. That's about it. It's about as straightforward as can be.
9 minutes and 30 seconds.
What is the, can you explain what the dotted lines are?
The dotted line, the contour lines?
What's that big looping, what's that line right there?
Oh, okay, those are soil types. I'm not sure that Jericho actually requires them, but part of what our office generally does is add the soil types. So that looping line in brown to the Packard Road side of it, it's the designation is PSC, which is approved soil, and actually the PEB behind it is approved soil. The approved soil is a decent soil. It's typically suitable for mound systems. The test pits that were done on this piece to date were done by a consultant about 3 years ago. And I'll be back out there I'll utilize those test pits as long as my test pit comes up with similar results, but I won't utilize them without verifying. And then at the back of the property, you'll see that line kind of loops across the north line of proposed lot 1-2. Back there, it's mostly Lyman, and quite steep on the backside of the property beyond the house. You can see where it starts dropping quite steeply there, but Lyman is shallow to ledge, not as good of a soil as the Peru. I'll likely have an easement on lot 2 for the future lot 1 system. I'll be looking on lot 1, but Lyman is tough to get a system in.
Where's the existing septic?
It doesn't show at this point. I haven't located it. My belief, I think Ivan told me it was in this area, but I haven't doused it, haven't verified that.
Down here.
And
I got wandered off. And what's the setback from the house to the line there?
the existing house to Packard Road?
No, just to the line to the
yeah, so the dash line that you see there's the 20-foot standard side yard setback. So it appears it's about 50 feet from the easternmost corner of the existing house. 55 feet.
Was there any thought to having the house lot closer to the driveway to lot 1 so that you'd use the same curb cut?
That curb cut, it's existing, but it's not real great sight distance to the north. So that's one of the reasons, but the soils are better from walking it. The soils are better on the northern half of lot 2. And they're also a little bit more, the slopes are a little bit more gentle. So it's the natural place for the system. And because there was that existing curb cut that has better sight distance, we decided that we weren't going to try to share the drive, but sight distance back to the easterly direction from the existing driveway is good, but to the westerly, it's not great.
Okay.
And do we have any natural resource overlays for this area?
I did not. It was a while back when I did work on this, but I don't believe there was anything on this parcel.
I think the only thing that's there is basically is the Animal Crossing, which is fairly easy.
And there's a house right across the street.
There's houses across the street. You can see the one, and there is one on the next parcel as well. Yeah, we wouldn't, as far as animals crossing, this isn't going to affect them that much just because it's one home on 3 acres. And I would assume that the back of the parcel, I don't know if your overlays, get into habitat blocks or such, but the back of the overall parcel certainly is more of a corridor and more of a habitat block.
Those things will get addressed at at the official hearing.
Yep.
If they don't, we'll continue.
Do you have any questions, Chris?
No, this is like they said, this is very straightforward. There isn't, if there were issues or concerns that need to be raised right now, they would have been raised by staff. But it's pretty, it's a simple ask, and there's it doesn't have any really adverse impacts on, excuse me, on any of our overlays or the area. And, and I will concur that basically the site distances for the new proposed curb cut to lot 2 are better than the existing.
Okay. Okay, so the idea, what if they were to bring that other lot 1 driveway to connect it into the new lot 2 driveway? Would that fix a site distance problem?
Well, the one they don't need to because it's existing.
Okay.
So it's not part of the proposal. So I think if the board wanted to mandate that, you'd probably be stepping beyond where you should step. So
I did ask Ivan, and he suggested that, yes, it's limited, but I think they built that house. Never been an accident there as far as them pulling it in and out. It's okay. With site distance, the standard that towns tend to go to, one, it's intended for highways, and it's called intersection site distance, and that's for the average driver to see a car, react to the car, hit the brakes, and come to intersection site distance is if they're traveling on Packard Road and a car pulls out, that they only have to reduce to 10% below the posted speed limit before they're back up to speed. It's a convenience factor for the main road. I believe for safety, it's safe stopping distance. The safe stopping distance is much less. That's if somebody pulled out and say they stalled right there, that the average driver is able to recognize that stop without getting into an accident.
This is that steep part of Packard Road, right?
It's not too steep right here. Again, these are 2-foot contours, so you're only 4 feet right there.
The steep part is still farther up or down below.
yeah.
You got it. I know down below it's steeper, and there might even be a steeper part beyond this as well. But right at this intersection, looking in that direction, it's more because you're on the inside of a curve right there. Okay. So you're limited by how far on that curve you can see because you're back. Once you pull out closer to the road, you can see better, but intersection site distance is measured 15 feet back from the edge of the road.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 1 in 75, so it's pretty gentle right there. It's
I believe this is the
it's less than 2% slope on Packard Road at the intersection to the north.
I think is this the access that goes up to the water tower? There's a water tank?
No,
Is that further down?
That's further down.
That's up.
it's up a little bit.
Oh, it's up further.
If I can offer anything, I can
It's like right up. Right
tell
up.
you that it's
It
up off of Steeplebush.
Okay. Are there any stone walls or anything along that portion? I don't really know.
There's a stone wall. I walked the parcel pretty decent myself, and there's a stone wall for a good portion of the easterly boundary.
Over here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just curious.
But nothing that would be affected with this proposal.
Just curious about the rationale for the flagpole lot of the property lines.
Just because the driveway is there, the 3 acres kind of dictates the line and the existing house. You can't go back further. So it was like, okay, we can get 3 acres to fit in there. And it wasn't really helping us. It wasn't getting that driveway entirely on lot 1 if you made that part of lot 2. So it was more, let's give as much of the existing drive, be simple to that lot versus an easement the whole way.
Sure. Okay.
The frontage for lot 2 is about 400 feet, only 200 feet is required. So it's got a lot of frontage. Nice lot.
Okay. Any other questions?
No.
Good.
I don't think so.
Okay. Any public comments?
May I ask a question?
Sure.
I just,
State your name, please.
I'm sorry, this is Ann Cramer and I live at 131 Packard. I'm an adjacent neighbor. Just curious about trying to move the septic for the existing lot onto lot 2. Given the soils, that seems like that might, just a question really, what you have existing versus what you might gain by moving it.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other, I guess you're the only public, so any other questions? Do you want to go ahead and answer that question?
Sure. So a state of Vermont permit will be necessary. You can't subdivide a piece until you take care of the future replacement area for the house. So we're not proposing to move the septic. The existing house would stay on its existing system until it fails. Whether that's 2 years from now or 20 years from now, we don't know. I need to do a walk around of the existing system. I need to be able to make a statement that it appears to be operating properly, not causing apparent pollution. And then it gets to stay. But before the state allows you to do that new home, they say, that's fine. We'll let you do the new home, but you got to make sure that you've got a suitable place for the existing. Your worst case scenario is you got one place. Well, then you can't subdivide because you've got to be able to take care of the existing house. So I am just hedging my bets on the soil types that if I can get a mound system on lot 1, I certainly will. As far as a future replacement, the requirement is not that it goes to full design. The requirement is that you show enough adequacy of soils and size so that it can gain a permit later on. And I'm quite sure that I can do that on lot 2. I'm not going to start by that. I'm going to check on lot 1 first before if I have to move it to lot 2. I would envision if it moves to lot 2 that I would be doing a separate future replacement mound for that existing home.
Okay, thank you. To answer your question?
Yeah, thank you. I
Okay.
appreciate that.
All right.
That's it.
That's it. Thank you very much.
There's no action on motion.
Short night.
Look from doctors,
Okay. The second item was the continuation as a request from Gary and Tamis Davis for a final plat review for 3-lot PUD. They have asked to be continued to October.
Yeah, it'll be October, I want to say 26th, I believe it is. The second meeting in October.
Can I have a motion to continue this to October 26th?
I can't vote on this.
Okay.
Sure, I'll make a motion to continue to October 26th.
Seconded.
Aye.
Aye.
You can understand.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
It doesn't, I can still vote on it even though I wasn't here for the first one, right? So I won't be a part of it.
Well, your option, Dave, is either that or what would be good is if you watch the tape for the first one.
Okay.
You can let them know and you can bring it to basically the applicant's attention. And if they have an issue, they can ask you to be recused.
Okay.
And it's I think the tape. The board was ready to close at the first hearing, but there was a question asked that we didn't have a solid answer on. So it made more sense to continue. So we got an answer as opposed to the board guessing or conditioning something that's like, well, okay, if you do this, you get this, that type of thing.
Okay.
And so I think you'll be able to track it and follow it fairly easily. Wait for a rainy day.
Okay.
Otherwise, that would be, but Ben and Joe were part of that, right?
Joe will sit and I'm hoping Ben will come back to sit for that as well.
Okay.
And that will probably be the last time Ben will be wearing the DRB hat.
Yeah.
So we have two minutes to approve. The August 9th is Ben, Joe, and myself, so we can't approve those. The other one is the July 26th.
And I had one. Okay.
I have a couple of changes to the minutes. One is, it says 82-acre lot on the corner of Brown Trace and Orr Road. I don't think that 82-acre lot is in the corner of Brown's Trace.
I have to see the reference. I mean, I don't know what the what. Oh, is this for which application?
This is the subdivision of that land between Brown's Trace and Orr Road.
Okay, yeah, I think the total acreage, yeah, it's not on the corner.
It's not on the corner.
Yeah. Actually, just take your pen and circle.
I did.
Can I look at that because my computer is misbehaving? I know that it was on page 2. There was.
You want to lay down?
And the other issue which I circled on line 63, it says no former waivers have been requested. I think you meant formal.
Yeah.
And
I think it was Mr. Courier displayed the overlay districts, and I would think that would have been you, not him.
You probably talked to the overlay district. I mean, I could have brought it up. I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. I can't reach my notes.
Oh.
I remember it was page 2, paragraph 2, as shown on the screen,
Well,
but I can't reach it.
If it's so, basically, we can make notation that you will follow up with that correction.
Yes.
And then we can just get those ones off the table.
Yeah.
okay.
So Jeff circled his, that been noted, which will be corrected, and you'll get me your correction.
Yeah. Hopefully I can do that.
And that's for 726.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna need a motion.
I'll make that motion to approve the minutes of July 26th.
I'll second it.
Okay.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Thank you.
I was trying to drag it out for 29 minutes, but I guess I didn't make it.
So you guys ready to close the public hearing?
I'm ready.
Motion to adjourn.
Yeah.
Andrew?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we are
That'll be the
adjourned.
longest
I'm
3
gonna
minutes.
close the recording. Good night, Aaron.
Can
Good
I
night.
ask